Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters, and so today we got ourselves the special Pasio Champion Stadium that is Steel Week, yes, because of course we've gotten the anniversary Steel types, right? Fucking 4 of the damn things. So yeah, we're going to be looking at this, and we're going to be having just a little bit of fun here. I don't know why those are my parameters selected, but sure, whatever. Also, I did not realize that it had the cool background. Anyway. The little gimmick that we're going to be doing here for this is we're going to be just using the optimize button for every battle. So, versus Glacia. Okay, damn. Starting off a little strong. At least it's not using Arc Steven. Either way, whatever. So, that's what we're going to be doing the whole time, just hitting the optimize button. I won't show me hitting the optimize button unless, like, I instantly win the battle, but I doubt that because I have to hit the button, build the parameters, and then do the battle. So, I'll probably just optimize and not show that part, so you just get to trust that I'm not lying, though I don't really have a reason to, because I'm sure this is going to just select all my powerful sync pairs, and it's not really going to be that great for entertainment purposes, but whatever, let's go ahead and hop into these battles and have some fun. Alright, so the first battle, as we saw, again, with Lily, Leer, and Morty, not too hard. Steel with Glacia's only real problem is the fact that she hits kinda hard and that she's got Sentry Entry. That's pretty much all you really have to deal with. And the latest Steel type units, they don't even care about Sentry Entry. Lily doesn't care, BP Rose does not care. Even like Power Boost Hop and the main character don't really care that much about Sentry Entry. So we're just kind of dealing with it as we go, I guess. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with this, so I just went with Morty's Sync move, Lily's Buddy move, and then Leer's regular Make It Rain. And we do a little damage. I mean, Leer's like +4 special moves next, no, +2 special moves next buff by the end of this. Sorry, I go for Leer's Circle first, and then the Buddy move, which I don't know why I didn't expect it to one-shot, but it did anyway, so yeah. A little bit of a spoiler, I guess. Also, yeah, still hitting through that Sentry Entry. It's very fun. Goodbye. This is what happened when Optimize gives you your most powerful characters early on. I don't know why they gave me Morty of all things, but I mean, sure, right? It's not as if Morty's a terrible support. We got the win, so who cares? The big thing was Leer being on this team anyway. Even Lily, if it was just her and as the main damage dealer, would have been just fine. So yeah, very easy first battle, clearly. Second battle is a little bit more weird. Arc Suit Steven, of course, had to, represent. Rika as the support, which is not bad, but still odd. And then Dojo Gloria. I don't know why Dojo Gloria, but still not really that bad of an option. Her Iron Head damage isn't that bad. She's got some sync ramping utility, and she's, of course, got the max move. I don't know how the AI works when selecting, like, what to bring on a team when using the optimized feature, but I think someone should probably take a gander at it because it's a little weird, to say the least. Either way, whatever, it doesn't matter that much. We still do tons and tons of damage here because Steven, of course, carries, right? He gives us the rebuff, he gives us the tanking, he gives us the damage, he gives us pretty much everything. He's crazy. Absolutely nuts character. I mean, any battle that you're going to be using like Leer, Anniversary Lily, and Steven on, like, any of those battles are just going to be free, at least for this stadium, so that's cool. Whatever, I went ahead and went for Rika's Buddy move just because maybe Gloria would need the physical moves next, but clearly not because they had like 8% health left, and clearly Steven did not need it either. This would have been better usage of the Buddy move here, but that's fine. 5% HP remaining. I just figured why not finish it off for fun with the max move, just for the coolness factor. Still not a hard battle. I mean, clearly they're optimizing these teams somewhat well to be able to clear these stages easily, but granted, we still haven't fought Bertha, and we've not fought Red. And I will say, Bertha's battle was definitely the hardest of the fights, which we're not doing next. We're going to do Grimsley next, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. At least I don't think Bertha's next. She might be. I don't think so. Anyway. No, she's not next. The next battle's funnier. Next battle, whatever. Let's go ahead and, I think, fight Olivia. So, one of the weirdest things to me about their selection for characters that are Steel type or super effective, whatever, is that they're choosing a lot of characters that don't have it as their primary type. Riley, Dojo Gloria, Signasu Lucami, and all of these characters got steel moves, but none of them are their primary move. Like, obviously, we got water fighting and psychic instead, but for some reason they're opting to choose these characters, which still not a bad combo. Lucamine is doing nothing here besides Sync Acceleration, which now that she got trained with NPR, I could have played a bit better, but I just didn't realize it until a little bit too late. But it doesn't really matter anyway. Riley's fine. Riley does good steel damage anyway for being free, so it's not that big of a deal, but Lucamine's mostly just stuck with Mirror Shot. But towards the end, Mirror Shot does good damage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's fine. And then Rosa, of course, just an all-encompassing god-tier support to buff these, physical and special characters together, so, I mean, it works out. It would have been better if I used Lucamine's trainer move after Riley here used his sync move, or max move, rather, so we would have gotten the next sync in right after this, but, again, it doesn't really matter too much. It's not really that big of a deal. If I would have queued up my moves, I would have been smart, but that's just... that's how things go. It's fine. I mean, Lucamine's doing decent enough damage with Mirror Shot anyway, surprisingly for being Mirror Shot with like a 10% multiplier and Critical Strike, I think. Sure, I guess. I don't know. Went for Lucamine's sync move just because she has support AX, so she would provide the most out of anyone here with her sync move, even though it's obviously not going to do any damage. And then AoE Mirror Shot damage is then what we're pretty much working with, I guess. Sure, I don't know what their idea was with this setup. I mean... Riley and Rosa make sense as a combination because Riley's fighting type benefits from the rebuff and they're both Sync Acceleration, all that. Like, they work together, but not really in steel teams. They work fine, but sure, it won the battle, so... Optimized teams are weird, man. And you're about to see that firsthand in the next battle, which is easily the hardest one of all of these. Alright, so Pain and Suffering Incarnate, Summer Gardenia, main character in Solgaleo, and Proton. What? Summer Gardenia's steel damage is not that great without investment, because she's only got one set of Steel Zone and just a few other problems, and the main character needs Gauge, which we can't really apply to this team that well unless Proton gets hit, which we don't want Proton to get hit because we want to flinch. Granted, Proton also just charge Gauge whenever he uses a move, so it's not that bad, but still kind of very annoying. So we had to play around setting Gardenia's different zones, making sure Steel Zone was up at the right time. I initially tried going for Gardenia's sync move to get Super Syncer, and then also go for the Steel Zone right after that so we could do a very high-powered Flash Cannon, but since this specific stage has Head Start 1, that doesn't really end up working out too well for us. So we had to end up setting the Steel Zone right before the main character in Solgaleo's sync move, utilizing Flash Cannon, flinching the Rhyperior so that we could turn Deny the Aurorus into then flinch locking. I'm not kidding. Flinch locking, what's her face? Bertha and her other side. Yeah, that's fun. And you can kind of see what I mean here because we're just pretty much spamming Air Slash between Golbat and Rhyperior. Except we did fail that cube, but that's not that big of a deal. It doesn't matter that much. And this would not really have worked without a 2 out of 5 Gardenia because I pretty much needed the charging infliction here for the gauge purposes, and the steel damage helped because we do have like Metallic Power, Metallic Surge, or some other multiplier. Metallic Power that boosts her damage in Steel Zone, which I don't think is necessary if we actually like properly flinch lock here, but it helped for sure. And then of course the main character's sync move is our main form of damage. We're hitting like a fucking... We're hitting really soft here with Gardenia after the Steel Zone goes down, so that sucks, but hey, main character's got a nuke, he's got multipliers, so doesn't really rely upon the Steel Zone for the damage here towards the end, so it's fine. Failed so many crits before I ended up getting this win. It took me a while to figure this out too, just because of how annoying this was. Whatever. Though, we got the win, so that's all well and good there. My god, I can't believe they put this setup. Summer Gardenia and Solgaleo versus friggin' Bertha. Head Start 1 is clearly the most difficult thing to work around, so it was really just managing Proton's flinches properly. And then again, this is the hardest battle. Not even Red was as hard as that fight. I'm not even kidding. And speaking of, we'll go ahead and hop into the Red fight, which is also very funny. Okay, so Red's big gimmick with this Steel Week stage here is that he sets Ice Zone and you want to shut down that Ice Zone, and I think he also does like a lot of damage. I forget via what method, but he does damage, right? Well, obviously I was like, please give me a zone setter. Well, they gave me 2, so I guess that ends up working pretty well for us, doesn't it? Did give the team endurance because Kill ended up getting pretty much one-shot by a triple axle, so I wanted to make sure we could survive that, but I don't think we ever gave Red the opportunity to go for another triple axle by that point, so we're fine with what we got. And they gave me BP Valerie, which is a very odd pick. So, you know, Celine makes sense, right? Steals inside good damage, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Why am I having to utilize Valerie? I'm fine with using Valerie. I like using this character, and she does good steel damage, but, like, I have Palentine's Marnie. What other steel types do I have? I've got quite a few steel types that I don't even think they've just made me use that are probably better, right? Sure, I guess. I'll take BP. I'll take being able to utilize BP Valerie because she's got the flinch, she's got really solid on-type damage, and obviously being enhanced under Celine just makes it better. And the physical moves next that Kale was able to provide, and his support and its efficiency, all that stuff. Like, yeah, if I look at my steel types, I've got Hop. The game didn't make me use Hop. They didn't make me use Steven. They didn't make me use Gloria. Kimono Grimsley. I have a Raihan who's honestly not that great, but I have him. BP Rose. They clearly want to prioritize characters that you have EX'd, but even in that sense, I still have Steven EX'd. Why do they not want me to use Steven? Steven would have probably been better than a few of the options. Whatever. It's fine, it doesn't matter that much. KO Articuno with these high-powered Iron Heads, and goodbye with the Bullet Punch there, yeah. So, you know, the final team was good. Honestly, pretty good synergy, all right? You got yourself a good physical enhancing support, you've got a good physical damage dealer, and then you've got yourself your enhancer in the form of Celine, who can also act as a damage dealer, right? Not a bad setup. But the other ones were pretty weird. Like, Riley and Cygnus Lucivine? Summer Gardini and Solgaleo? And then Rika and Arcsuit Steven together. I mean, I guess they wanted to they wanted to bring support, I guess, because maybe they don't factor in the multi-EX role Arcsuit Steven as, like, a support for whatever reason, but I guess still Rika and Arcsuit Steven's not really that fantastic of a combo, but I mean, it worked, so that's sure. It worked, so I'm definitely not going to complain. Whatever. There we go. That was the end of the Special Pasio Stadium. Extremely weird fights pretty much the entire way through, other than maybe the first one, but whatever. We'll take the wins. Only the Birth of the Battle was really difficult just because I had to kind of play around the head start one a good bit, but other than that, not bad and super fun. I recommend people, if you've got the resources and, you know, the teams and whatnot, do optimize teams for stadium battles. They're kind of fun, honestly. So I enjoyed this. And maybe I'll do it more for the next Special Pasio Stadiums. We'll see. Let me know if you have any other gimmicks you'd like me to try out for any of your future Pasio Stadiums. And yeah, I'll see you later. I hope you all enjoyed.